Okay. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I want to say good morning, millionaire, to everybody. This is a good time to let them know where you're from, where you're checking in from. TGIM, baby. Thank God it's Monday. Rep your city. Give me a replay, gang, if you're watching the replay, because that's real important to us. I love seeing who goes back and is really about their studies. You know what I mean? Who really out here trying to change their life, change the lives of their family, their community. And a lot of times that means you're investing your time, right? So even if you're watching a replay, we want to see a replay, gang. Like give us replay, gang, in the comments so we know you're here. Like this thing, love this thing, comment, you know what I mean? Make sure you share it with somebody you love, because every single morning on Good Morning Millionaire, we're focused on mindset, skill set, and heart set that helps you go further, faster, with less effort. We believe entrepreneurs are the best people on the planet. We believe entrepreneurs are God's favorite people. And that's why every morning we serve the entrepreneur inside you. We serve the servant leader inside you. Because if we can become unstoppable, y'all, we can change the world. But where does that unstoppable ability come from? It comes from your mindset. Huh? It comes from your mindset. Ain't that right, Mr. Bates? All right, share this thing. We about to get busy. Let me call in on the live line. All right, here we go. Let them know you in the house. Yeah, good morning, Autumn. All right, then. Pennsylvania's in the house. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let me call in on this line.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time, because we're going to bring the millionaire out of the...
That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. Here we go.
Please announce yourself. All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
All right. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope you're feeling good this morning. Man, shouts out to everybody I saw this weekend at our FinTech is the Future event. It was amazing. You know what I mean? I am hard pressed to figure out what parts I love the most about this weekend. What my favorite kind of like innovation was, et cetera, and so forth. But FinTech is going to be a game changer, y'all. And never forget, the wealthy see it first. You know what I'm saying, Carol? You feel me, Jess? The wealthy always see it first. But there are some other things that can help you become successful, even if you have what you consider to be zero talent. And that's what I want to talk about this morning. Because sometimes we see somebody who's great and we say to ourselves, man, it's their talent. God just gave them a bunch of talent. That's how they got there. And what we don't realize we're doing right in that moment is we're playing victim. We're victimizing ourselves. We're putting ourselves in victim mode when there's so much we can do to produce results. There's so much that we can do to become successful. So here are 9 things that you can do even if you have no talent at all. Even if you feel completely talentless, these are 9 things you can do to change everything. Somebody give me this in the comments, y'all. Talent is overrated. Somebody give me that in comments. Talent is overrated. It really ain't about talent, y'all, like you think. You know, what is talent? Talent is something that is God-given. Proclivities, affinities you have. It's a combination of the way you learn and then what you're passionate about, right? This is what we call natural talent. You know, some people naturally learn by watching. Some people naturally learn by listening. Some people naturally learn by doing it, right? Kind of like simulation and whatnot. Well, then you have things that we love to do, you know, proclivities, affinities, you know what I mean? Likes, you know, so some people just love cooking, right? Some people love the feeling when they first held a tennis racket. It was like, oh, this is it. Like I'm home. You know what I mean? So that's talent. And talent is cool. But let me tell you something about skill. Skill is your secret sauce because skill sort of makes you acknowledge that you can be the best in the world at virtually anything as long as you're willing to put in a little bit of time, a little bit of focus, a little bit of dedication to you becoming the best. So what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to give you a bunch of ways that you can create success with no talent at all. If you're ready for the first one, give me a number 1 and a share. Let's get busy. While y'all doing that, let me holler at my folk real quick. Let me holler at my folk. My man Alan Harmon is in the house. Jamie's up in here. It was good seeing you, Jamie. Karana's in the building. Yeah, talent is overrated, Chanel. That's right. Talent is overrated. Let's get it. Let's get it. Talent is overrated. Talent is overrated. Skill is the secret sauce. That's a fact. All right, here's the first one I got for you. Somebody write this down if you agree and give me a share, right? The first way that you can create success with zero talent is making sure that you are on time. Being on time. And matter of fact, we can go ahead and say being a little early. Being a little early. Being a little early takes no talent at all. But check this out. Time is the most valuable commodity that anyone has. So it's disrespectful to other people. But check this out. It's disrespectful to yourself if you're wasting your time. Being on time is something that is very much in your control. People who are always late come off as weak. They come off as unorganized. They come off as somebody who is lesser on the socioeconomic scale. Imagine that feeling you get when you see somebody running past you in the airport. It's like, man, this guy is like, right? I don't know. It kind of reeks of poverty, right? Isn't that interesting? How you just sort of unconsciously lose respect for the person who's rushing past you, papers flying all in the air. They're all and now picture the one who's cool, calm, walking towards their gate, etc., so forth, or cool and calm, sitting there in the lobby with their legs crossed, reading a magazine. They seem so much more in control of their time, of their universe, of their thoughts. They seem like they're better able to think. They have clearer vision, right? All because they're on time. People who are always late are the people who are always underestimating how much time it takes to get ready. People who are always underestimating how much time it takes to get somewhere. Don't be that person. This is a habit which is formed from lack of discipline, but it has nothing to do with no talent. You can change this today. Millionaires. You can set your watch ahead of time and then set the clock in your car to match, et cetera, so forth. I know. I used to be late all the time. My big sis, I don't know if Miss Emily watching right now, but she knows that, like, boy, I almost miss a flight. Now I always end up making the flight because I'm the luckiest person that most people know. Like y'all hear me saying the affirmations in the morning, right? But all I'm saying to you is that you want to start looking at time as this valuable commodity that allows you the opportunity to be way more prepared than everybody else. How do you do that? Just getting there 15 minutes early. If the time is at 10, tell yourself the time is 9:45 and plan your whole life around getting there to 15 minutes early because it shows a humility. It shows an ability to be coachable. It shows a respect for other people, and it shows a respect for yourself. Being on time. Here's the second one I got for you. Work ethic and effort. Work ethic and effort. Check this out, y'all. Write this down in the comments. This is a game-changing concept right here, especially if you're an entrepreneur. Whatever you lack in skill, you make up for with numbers. Whatever you lack in skill, you make up for with numbers. It's all about work ethic and effort. I need you to understand something. If our goal is to sell a widget, and you're so good that every 5 people you talk to, you sell 1 widget. That means every 10 people you talk to, you're selling 2 widgets because you're really, really good. But let's just say I kind of suck, right? I don't sell 2 widgets for every 10. I sell 2 widgets for every 50. But check it out. If you only talk to 5 people, which means you only sell 1, and I talk to 100 people, you get me? I'm still going to outsell you because you may have more skill than me, but I'm putting in more work ethic. I'm putting in more effort. And guess what's going to happen to my skill? Guess what's going to happen to my ability? You guessed it. Before you know it, I'm going to have skill that matches yours, but with my more powerful work ethic and effort. That means it's only a matter of time before I dominate you. This is what describes Kobe Bryant. I just described Michael Jordan. I just now described Steph Curry. You know, this is for my basketball fans out there, although I could do the same thing with any sport you name. Champions aren't made in the ring. Champions are displayed in the ring. And let me tell you where they get made. When they're doing the parts that nobody can see. The progress that you make that's invisible to everybody else is where it really counts. Millionaires, it's your work ethic. It's your effort that's going to be the great separator. I don't care if you're talking about sports or you're talking about, you know, your favorite actors, your favorite comedians. I don't care if you're talking about The Rock or Kevin Hart. I don't care if you're talking about Chris Rock or if you're talking about Melissa Hart. The bottom line is they all have one thing in common. They all have one thing in common. It's an insane work ethic. Millionaires, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard do you feel you work? 10 being the hardest you can, and 0 being, yo, I waste a lot of time. Scale of 1 to 10, where do you put yourself in terms of work ethic and effort? Watch this, on your dream. Like if you have a dream of financial freedom, what are you doing to put work ethic and effort into that dream? You know, last night I was at Taco Bell because we had this real late announcements call and I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. So I had to eat what I had to eat, right? I'm so embarrassed. Don't judge me. But in the drive-through window, they did this wild thing where it's like, yo, we're about to take your thing, but we're about to close. So you're about to be our last person. We want to go home. We don't want all these other people to start ordering behind you. And this is what they do every single night. I was like, understood. Somebody pulled up behind me. I'm like, oh, they're closed. Stuff like that. So they really appreciated that. And when I pulled up to the window, I was like, man, you know, I can tell you guys have a really, really good attitude. I wouldn't mind investing in y'all. Y'all ever thought about starting your own business? And then so we start having a conversation and whatnot. And it turns out that they're sick of working there. You know, I start talking to them about how what you got to do is put all this work ethic, because they were both like, man, we're ready to go home. We've been working all day. I was like, let me tell you the problem. You have work ethic, you have effort, but you're in a place where financial freedom ain't even on the table. I was like, think about it. When you got here, you didn't know the difference between a chalupa and a hard taco, right? I take it deeper than that. You didn't always know how to drive a car. You didn't always know how to put on makeup, but you figured it out. So what does that show you? Your brain is a problem-solving device. You can figure it out. Here's the problem. Most of us take our life force and we waste it figuring out stuff that's petty. We major in the minor. We master skills, but the skills don't pay the bills, right? We master something that seems really, really easy, and then our life gets really hard. We could take that same energy and master something that's a little bit harder, for them to replace us. And next thing you know, life becomes that much more easy. So that's my caveat to the work ethic and effort vibe. I want to make sure that you are putting your work ethic and your effort into something that is creating the lifestyle you want to live a year from now. Give me your ranking on a scale of 1 to 10 as it relates to your work ethic and your effort you're putting in towards your financial freedom on a daily basis. Let me see that score. Yeah, Jamie said about 5. I like that transparency. Carol was like 6. Let me see it and then give me a share. Hey, good morning, whoever that is on Facebook. Yeah, Sade. YouTube gang checking in. What are some other scores we got? Y'all with me? Y'all with me? Here's the fourth one I got. No, this is number 3. Body language. Body language, y'all, is number 3. You can create success in your life just with body language, y'all, because what the successful are looking for is the successful. I know that sounds crazy, but everybody loves a winner. And a lot of times the way you communicate how you're feeling, the way you communicate the results you've achieved, the way you communicate how prepared you feel is your body language. A lot of times communication is nonverbal, and the way you carry yourself is more important than what you say, right? There's a powerful thing about really strong body language. There's a really powerful thing about really strong body language. I want to suggest that you really get into this, because if you start observing the way that you operate, if you start really observing the way that you look, how many of you have ever walked past, you walking downtown in your city, and then you walk past one of those big department store windows? Anybody ever done that? And then you see yourself in a reflection. And what do? A lot of times we naturally just kind of tighten up, right? We naturally kind of straighten up. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Check this out. You straightened up because your body language wasn't matching the way you felt inside, right? But check it out. Once you adjusted that body language and you kind of stood up straight, you started feeling better, right? Because it's not just your psychology that affects your physiology. Watch this. It's your physiology that affects your psychology. What I'm saying is strong body language can literally change your emotional state. 2 minutes of a simple power pose. That's one of them joints. Like, y'all can't see me right now because y'all can't see me. But it's like when you standing in like a Superman pose. Y'all know this joint right here? When you're like, or Wonder Woman, you know what I mean? That's an example of a power pose. And there are a few of them. You can Google it. But 2 minutes of doing a power pose, fellas, it can increase your testosterone by 20%. Is that crazy? Is that remarkable? Millionaires, make good eye contact, stand up straight, don't fidget. Because when you do this, what you're doing is transmitting the vibe of a confident person. These are signals of somebody who ain't to be played with. I want you to start studying the greats and look at how they communicate non-verbally. You'll see pictures of powerful people and they'll have their hands like this, right? Y'all ever notice that? That's like a really powerful, they call that steepling. That's really powerful non-verbal communication. It gives off power. You see that? So what I'm trying to show you with these examples is that talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft. I'm giving you little ways you can change some things that maybe you never paid attention to. Here's number 5. Excuse me. Here's number 4. You ready? Energy. Millionaires, it don't take no talent to increase your energy. You hear what I'm saying to you? Energy management, some say, is even more important than time management. Why? Because you're going to be more successful if you can sustain high energy levels for a long period of time. If you want to manage your energy in the best way possible, millionaires, I got a hack for you. Think about what you're thinking about. Number 4 is energy, y'all. Appreciate that, Jamie. Number 4 is energy. If you want to change your energy level, I suggest you think about what you're thinking about. Think about what you're thinking about. Millionaires. How are you moving your body daily? What kind of nutrition are you putting in your body? All of these things help you to adjust the energy level that you have. You ready? Here's number 5, your attitude. So when I said think about what you're thinking about, I want you to realize it behooves you to choose a positive attitude as often as you can. Almost no situation can I think of where being negative can help. It is impossible to have a positive life with a negative mindset. Nobody wants to be around somebody who's negative all the time. And negativity is never going to lead somebody to success. No external event can affect you unless you allow it to. Your goal, the art that you are looking to master, is the art of being able to find the opportunity in the adversity. You hear me? You've got to be able to find that silver lining, because the law of polarity is very simple. It says if there's a hot, there got to be a cold. If there's a up, there got to be a down. And if there's a bad about something, there's got to be a good about something. Am I making sense? Here's number 6, y'all. Passion. Passion. You can create success with zero talent if you have passion, if you'll fan the flames of your loves, right? your passions. Align yourself with what you love. Passion's one of the things that make life worth living. When you're passionate about something, it's constantly exciting you. Thinking about it right now will get you hyped. Look, to truly be great at something, I don't care what arena you're talking about. It could be your business life, your personal life, a hobby of yours. If you're going to be great at it, you've got passion about it. You're going to have to love it because it's too tough becoming great. It's too tough becoming a master of something. It's near impossible if you don't really love what it is you're doing, or you haven't used your mindset to find something that you love about what you're doing. Trust me, Beyonce didn't love running in the rain, singing in perfect key when she was 12 years old. She didn't love that, but guess what she loved? The idea of being a superstar. Once you have the idea of what you love, man, you'll go through hell and high water to get there. But first, we got to have that vision. Am I making sense? Here's number 7, y'all. You can create success with no talent if you are coachable. Coachability is a multiplication problem. Coachability is a multiplication problem. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? I mean, coachability ain't just willing to learn, y'all. Think of coachability as an index that goes from 0 to 100, right? And it's a multiplication problem. You got 2 different categories, and you can be up to 10 in each one. Willing to learn and willing to change, right? So you can be literally a 10 on willing to learn. Like, oh, I'd like to know how to get rich. Oh, yeah, I'd love to learn how to grow my business. I'd love to learn how to make $100,000 a month, right? But then there's willing to change. So let's say normally when you get home from work, you grab the remote control, right? Well, willing to learn is good and all. You're a 10 over there. But if you're supposed to be working on your business right now, and instead you stick to doing the same old thing, you're a 0 on willing to change. What's 10 times 0? Well, 10 times 0 is 0. You are a 0 on the coachability index on a scale of 0 to 100. Now, what if you're a 2 on willing to change? Well, now you're a 20, but you still got 80 more points to go before you start giving yourself a pat on the back. Millionaires, be coachable. That's what I got for you for number 7. Be coachable. Millionaires, you've got to get into a place where you stop arguing with the guy or you stop arguing with the lady who is where you want to be just because they said something you disagree with. Listen to me. It's good if you disagree with the advice of a mentor. It's good if you disagree with the advice of a coach, because if they were telling you stuff you already agreed with, you'd have no need for them in your life. They're there for a reason. They produce results. And if you want to produce the same results, then you need to model the mentality, the character, and the habits of that person. And when they start expressing that mentality to you, when they start expressing that level of character to you, when they start expressing that level of habit to you, you would be a fool to argue with them, because what you're doing is arguing against the results you want. Isaac Newton was like, you know what I mean? You guys know Isaac Newton from the apple falling on his head. He was like some master level Mason. Many say he was in the Illuminati. But he has this quote, right? He's like, if I've seen further than others, it's by standing on the shoulders of giants. Think about that. Think about that. Right? All right, y'all. Number 8. Number 8. You ready? Here's number 8. We got to get out of here. I only got 2 more for you. Here's number 8. Going the extra mile. If y'all are paying attention to Obsessed with Success every Wednesday, because you're on the text message system. Did y'all read the last newsletter? Did y'all get the last newsletter? If you're on the newsletter list, y'all, make sure that you read last week's newsletter. Every week we give you mindset, skill set, and heart set. You can combine just those skill set pieces and you got everything you need, to train your team. So much cool stuff in there. But millionaires, every time in a newsletter, we're like, share it with a teammate, share it with an entrepreneur you know. Now you're going the extra mile. Check it out. How many of you do that? How many of you do that? Keep it real. Check this out. If you'll just learn to underpromise and overdeliver, your whole life will look different. Millionaires, if you overdeliver, people are always going to remind you. This is what the wealthy do. You've got to start making yourself invaluable to somebody who you find to be priceless. But you're never going to be invaluable. You're never going to be irreplaceable doing the minimum. You're too easy to replace doing the minimum because everyone's willing to do the minimum. Millionaires, you always got more left in the tank than you think. And I want to challenge you to start using that to move towards your dreams because it takes no talent. The last one I got for you, y'all, is being prepared. Being prepared. Right now, you may see a recession coming over the horizon. You see the markets crashing. You see Bitcoin crashing, crypto crashing, right? We see it coming over the horizon. What are you doing to get prepared? What are you doing to get prepared? Preparation breeds confidence, y'all. I don't care if you're playing a sport. I don't care if you're making a presentation. I don't care if you're going on a trip. You need to be well prepared, right? You can create success with zero talent as long as you're well prepared. A lot of times we see success, y'all, and we don't even notice that most of it is due to the preparation. One of my favorite mentors from afar, John Wooden, has one of my favorite quotes, and it is, "The will to win is really the will to prepare," right? Or as Benjamin Franklin said, by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. This makes you proactive, y'all. You got to plan things before they happen versus reactive, where you're planning things after they happen. Which one is way stronger? Are you looking to be proactive or reactive, millionaires? Let me see it in the comments and give me a share. Are you looking to be prepared or scared? Let me see it in the comments and give me a share. Millionaires, we can do anything in our lifetime. Absolutely anything we want. But check it out. What you need to do is focus more on your skill than you do your talent, right? I'm not going to let anybody tell me I can't do anything that I want to do. But what I am going to do is remind myself that whatever I'm deciding I want, I'm also deciding against a few things, right? I'm going to have to decide against a few things that maybe I'm investing my time in currently, so I can instead invest my time into the skill set. It ain't about degrees. It ain't about financial status. It's about me cultivating the traits and cultivating the habits I need to make success inevitable. Stop making excuses, grab that steering wheel, and let's get busy, millionaires, because the path to our success is sometimes a lonely road, but I'm going to tell you, it's always going to be worth it. I love you. Repeat after me. Let's get it. You ready? Here we go. I am so happy